There's a period of your life that shaped everything about you, your personality, your fears, your relationships, every single thing, and you have zero memory of it. Psychology couldn't explain why, until now. Go ahead, try something for me. Think all the way back. What is your very first memory? Can you remember your first birthday? Your first steps? The moment you first saw your mother's face? If you're like pretty much everyone else, it's just nothing. A void. Now there's a scientific name for this, childhood amnesia, and for more than 100 years it was a total puzzle. But just in the last decade, researchers finally cracked the code, and what they discovered, well, it changes everything we thought we knew about how our memory actually works. And here's the thing that's so fascinating. This isn't just about you. It's not just me. Every single person on this planet shares this exact same mysterious void. It's a fundamental, universal part of being human. This is what makes childhood amnesia so bizarre. See, from the moment you're born, your brain is like a sponge, just recording everything. We know babies can recognize their mother's voice within hours. We have studies showing that infants as young as 2 months old can form memories that stick around for weeks. So they were learning. They were remembering. So where on earth did it all go? To really get a sense of the scale here, just consider this number. During your first few years, your brain was in absolute hyperdrive, creating 700 new neural connections every single second. That's a rate of growth and learning you will literally never experience again in your entire life. And this slide just perfectly illustrates the paradox. Think about it. Between ages 1 and 3, you learned how to walk, how to talk, how to understand language, how to navigate these incredibly complex social cues. These are hands down the most intense learning years of your life, and yet, poof, it's all gone. For most of us, our first memory doesn't show up until we're about 3.5. For decades, scientists had all these theories, but really no proof. Freud thought we just repressed early memories. Others figured our brains just weren't developed enough to hang on to them. Turns out, they were all wrong. The real answer is so much more fascinating, and it's written right into our biology. The big breakthrough actually came from a pretty unlikely place, studying baby mice. In 2014, a researcher named Dr. Frankland made a really shocking discovery. He found that infant mice could form long-term memories, but something was actively wiping them out. And what was that something? A process called neurogenesis. It's really just the rapid creation of new brain cells. This process is absolutely essential. It's how a baby learns language and motor skills at a seemingly superhuman speed. But as they discovered this incredible power, it comes with a pretty steep price. So how does this actually work? Well, all of this incredible growth doesn't just add new information on top of old information. It fundamentally reshapes the brain's entire structure. All of that constant wiring and rewiring actually disrupts and destabilizes the very neural circuits where the older memories are being stored. I love this analogy. Think of your infant brain like a brand new computer hard drive. When you're constantly installing huge new programs and creating thousands of new files, the old data gets fragmented. It gets overwritten. It gets pushed aside. The very process that makes a baby brilliant at learning new things is the exact same process that erases its past. And here is the mind-bending proof. Dr. Frankland's team decided to test this. First, they artificially boosted neurogenesis in adult mice. And what happened? The adult mice started forgetting things they'd just learned, just like infants. Then they did the exact opposite. They slowed down neurogenesis in the infant mice. And those baby mice, they held on to their early memories long into adulthood. So the takeaway here is that your forgotten infancy isn't gone because of some trauma or because your brain wasn't ready. No, it's the biological price you pay to become who you are. But just when you think the mystery is solved, the story gets even stranger because, as it turns out, biology isn't the whole story. Back in 2006, researchers stumbled upon something that just shattered everything they thought they knew. Childhood amnesia isn't the same everywhere. For instance, in Western cultures, the first memory is usually around 3.5. But for adults in many Eastern cultures, that average is closer to 4.5, a full year later. So, how is that even possible if the cause is purely biological? Well, the answer seems to lie in how we learn to build the story of ourselves. In many Western cultures, parents are constantly asking kids these very personal questions like, "What did you do today?" And this helps build a very strong personal narrative. But in many collectivist cultures, the conversations tend to focus more on group activities. So your first memories, they aren't just raw recordings of what happened. They're actually stories you learned how to tell. And get this, what if the memories aren't really gone at all? Using fMRI scans, neuroscientists have shown adults photos from their own infancy. And even though these adults consciously remember nothing, their brains light up in areas associated with recognition. It's like the data is still there, but it's locked away in a format we just can't read anymore. Okay, so let's tie this all together. What does all of this actually mean for you, for the person that you are right now? Why does this forgotten time in your life matter so much? Well, because those forgotten years literally built you. The way you were held, the language you heard, you can't recall those experiences, but they created the neural architecture of your mind. They wired patterns that are still there today, which just proves how incredibly critical those first moments really are for all of us. The real takeaway is this: you can't remember your first laugh or your first word or the first time you felt truly loved. But those moments, they remember you. They are embedded in every synapse, every unconscious reaction, every decision you make. In a very real sense, you are your forgotten memories. And this leaves us with this beautiful, incredible paradox. Your forgotten past is the invisible foundation of your present self. We don't remember our beginning, but our beginning never, ever forgot us. So it leaves all of us with a pretty profound question to think about. What then are you truly built upon?